Yo, what's up guys? Currently there's an event going and I think that event is a very good event if you make good use of it. And that good event, you probably already saw it on the thumbnail, is the event for getting these kind of things. Might you ask, what are those? Well, it's very simply that you can press on it and then you can see them. It is very simply that for each of the dungeon teams where you can get runes, where you have a select option to only keep one of the rune types rather than getting all of the rune types. Especially for dragons, this is very useful because dragons has normally 6 runes on the drop table and then you can select only violent because you only actually want violent from dragon's lair. For giants, I would go swift or despair. Despair is the one with the lower drop rate, so you might be opting to go for that one, but personally I will go for swift. Necro has the lowest drop table on rage, but I think for Necro most people will go for will. And for this one it's very simple. You either go seal runes or you go fight runes. I think seal runes are a pretty decent option right now to get in, but you need a few good seal runes to actually make like it usable. But those are definitely some decent options to get in there. But then you might ask like, okay, you only got 1 hour of these each. And if you only have that 1 hour, you do want to get the most amount of value out of that 1 hour where you can actually look at your phone while you have 1 hour 3 times per, so it's 12 hours in total. But you want to get the most out of your 1 hour. So for that reason, I also highly recommend you put your best dungeon runes on that dungeon at that moment for that 3 hours and then switch to the next. It's maybe going to cost you a little bit of mana. Maybe do it during a free rune removal or anything like that, because the event is still running for a long time. I think you still have like 1 or 2 free rune removals in there, or you could buy the free rune removal that is from the guild shop. That is like 1,000 points from the guild shop. You can also get a free rune removal on that. And then just on a weekend day when you have time, rather than Count was saying like this is the weekend you should do it, the time that you have the time for it, and then you start doing all of those based on the recommended themes that I will give. But then might you ask, what are the recommended themes? Well, I do have a Discord. Discord link is in the description down below. Within my Discord, I have the Dungeon Guide Archive. It is not always fully up to date with all of the dungeon guides in here, though those are a little bit more explanatory of like what they all do and how they all do. But I also do have the ones that are in here as the playlist. And I think the playlists in most cases are a lot more up to date. And I'll showcase a bunch of the themes from there, which I will recommend. The only one that I think of right now, I don't really have themes for Spiritual Realm. Yeah, Spiritual Realm is just one. I do have a video on it, pretty sure, but I didn't post it in here. So the written part is sometimes not fully up to date because it's just hard to keep track of all of those. But let's simply go through them. So I would say if you want to do giants, the best team you could do is going for this team. So for giants, fastest team would be this video. I will also link all of the videos that I do recommend in the description. But it's going to be with the Luna, and it's going to be either the Teshar. So you have this kind of setup. This setup is pretty fast. But if you want to go faster, I would say that a setup with a Julie is definitely a lot faster. And then you can go for a Julie into some kind of AoE wave clear or anything like that. Personally, I use Mephisto with this and then a Deborah on the slot of the Homunculus. That is the fastest team that I have at the moment, which is also showcased later in the video. So this is what I think absolutely the fastest Giants team out there, and that's also what I would recommend if you can make that work. For Dragons, there's also a whole bunch of videos, but I'm pretty sure that the best one out there is the one with the Liam, and I'm pretty sure that would be this one. Also, you have the... I think that this might also be the same one. It's also the moment that I did the buffed Luna. This video is also pretty much just showcasing the same theme. You have the Shaina, the Julie, the Luna, and then the Kaio and then the Liam. You just go for that, and that's just how this works. So I would recommend to watch this video if you want to go for dragons. And you do need that Liam. I do have a few videos in there as well for Liam replacement. So you can scroll this through and see like, oh, how can I do it? Because this one is a Liam replacement in case you don't have a Liam. So got videos for everything, man. Videos for everything. Then for the Necro one, there's actually just 2 teams for it. And the fastest one that I think that this is probably the one with the Abigail, a star and everything. Is that the one? No, this is the one with the bat. I'm not 100% sure if I made a team, but this is the full free-to-play team. But that one is... It is just okay. It's just okay. No, I actually don't have the team with the shaman in there. Well, it's actually exactly the same team as that you see in this video, but then rather than using the bat, you use the shaman. It's a little bit safer, but since the Astar is currently buffed, I think you can get away with it with just doing the bad team. It is quite a bit easier to rune, but I would recommend this video to get all of the correct stats in and everything like that, because, well, it's quite a bit easier right now because of the Astar buff. Astar buff does help out a lot. I think this was the first Astar buff. They slightly changed afterwards. Like, she doesn't get attack buff anymore, but she just deals extra damage or anything like that. I don't even remember what it is, but Astar does an insane amount of damage, and the bat, this makes it really quite a bit faster because you can ignore the bat. That is just all this team is about. You just ignore the bat, you go straight for the boss. You just kill the bat by like side hits sometimes. Sometimes you don't, doesn't even matter. But that is absolutely fastest run that you can get on Necro. And it's not going to get much faster on Necro. Necro is always going to be, even on the fastest style of teams, these are still runs of like 40 seconds, 45, 50 seconds. It's just horrible dungeon by design, so I really do still hope that they would change anything to that. Then I do only have one video for the SR team. I only have pretty much farmed SR only when this event is up. So last time I did do this event was the reason that I was also farming this. And the team is pretty straightforward. Let's just get into showcasing the team. It's pretty straightforward. Like, it's a team you have seen everywhere, but then just my style to it. What I recommend for like speed tuning, putting units where, having shield runes in there or not, and all of that kind of good stuff. So it's a pretty straightforward team. There's not too much to it, but I do think that this one is very recommended to farm. I would say for people that struggle with having fight runes, I would recommend for this one to select fight runes to be farming. For anyone that doesn't really matter that much, like already has the fine fight runes, doesn't really care too much about anything else, then I would just go for the seal runes, because the few seal runes you get in there, yeah, this is also where I used that exact event. That was, wait, when was the last time we had that event? Because I can check, it's 5 months ago the last time we had that event. So this is where you can get a few seal runes in. I would say seal runes on certain units is absolutely not bad. Most of the units that are on seal are a little bit niche, or they have to have high speed, so it's not right away that you can get in a proper seal set, but it's just something that you can think of and do that way. But overall, for all of these dungeons, I highly recommend to actually check your best runes, once again, to your teams the moment you're farming that. And then the moment you're done, you just switch off those runes and you go to another team, because that way you can just get the most value out of these events. And they are pretty solid events, because in the end, for the specific rune, you pretty much get a ×5 or ×6, or in the case of Vio, even more, higher drop rate than you normally would. So especially for dragons, I would highly recommend you to try to get the fastest dragon team out there. I do have one video also with a 20-second team, but I think I did that with a Deborah, which you need the most insane amount of rune quality for that one. Was this the one with the Deborah that you get? Oh no, I did do a few tests with this one on like a whole bunch of units. I'm not sure if the Patrick was buffed after me using this, so because this video is a little bit, it's 5 months old. I think I tried another video, but the fastest time that you see over here was a Deborah on the slot of the Luna. That is going to be absolutely the fastest, but then getting the Liam to the right damage, or at least doing enough damage with the Luna that Liam will always do the skill 3, that part is going to be a little bit harder. So there's a little bit of back and forth on like those kind of runs. So you would first have to test it that it runs a little bit proper, so you don't go into your full hour thing and then be like, I actually don't have enough. Which could be an option. But yep, you're going to be finding out that all of these units do tend to dirt. And that is always annoying. Well, guys, that's just all this for this short video. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, check out the links in the description to also the Discord, but also just the other videos that I do recommend. If you can't make it from those videos, just go to the Discord, go through the playlist, and then see what you could maybe make, because there's definitely a video for you out there. I always say on streams like, oh, I got a video for that. Someone asks a question, I got a video for that. Another question, I got a video for that. So that's just the general thing. Like, I have a lot of videos for a lot of stuff. It's just sometimes hard to find like what kind of videos are out there. So the playlist can definitely help you with that. The archive itself might be a little bit outdated. I try to keep it up to date, but I haven't really done that too much. Well, either out, guys, thanks a lot for watching for this one, and hope to see you next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab, which has the dungeon guide archive and the video guide archive, which contains all of the guides that you need. Hope to see you there.